Hey guys, how are you all doing? Hope you're all doing fine. Today we're going to be learning astrology, planetary signs. Okay, y'all? So let's start learning. Start? Yes, start. Mercury. Oh my god. Okay. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 planetary signs. Mercury sign, Venus sign, Mars sign. By the way, Earth sign isn't a planetary sign. Actually, Earth is not important in astrology. Earth is useless in astrology. Okay, guys? I mean, Earth is useful in astrology, but there is no sign called Earth sign. So, yeah, Earth isn't a planetary sign in astrology. So, as I was saying, Mercury sign, Venus sign, Mars sign, Jupiter sign, Saturn sign, Uranus sign, Neptune sign, Pluto sign, and the most important signs, the most important of all the 10 planetary signs, Sun sign and Moon sign. In fact, these words are so important that I made an entire video on Sun sign and Moon sign. I will link the video to you in the comment section below about what Sun sign and Moon sign is. So, let's start learning about the planetary signs. So, Mercury sign Mercury is the first planet in the solar system. It is the smallest and the fastest. It represents... Are you ready for the big reveal? It represents communication. That's right. Mercury represents communication. For example, Mercury represents your communication style, how you talk, how much do you talk, how less do you talk, your talking style and all that. Mercury represents all of that, okay, y'all? For example, my Mercury sign is Cancer. So I talk very emotionally. And all that, so yeah. Venus sign. Venus represents the big reveal. Venus represents love. That's right. Venus represents love. L-O-V-E. Venus represents L-O-V-E. For example, my Venus sign is Gemini, which means I'm very chatty in love, and I'm also very flirty and all that. It also means that I take love seriously. So yeah, that's it. My Venus sign is Gemini, so it means that. Mars sign represents energy. That's right, your Mars sign represents energy. For example, my Mars sign is Virgo, so I have Virgo energy. But you know what else Mars represents? Mars represents anger also. That's right, Mars sign represents anger. So, my Mars sign is Virgo, so it means that I'm very Virgo-like when I'm angry. When I'm angry, I'm like Virgo, because my Mars sign is Virgo. Mars represents anger and energy, and my Mars sign is Virgo, so I show Virgo energy, and I also behave like Virgo when I'm angry. And let me tell you, Virgo Mars are really scary. Be scared of Virgo Marses. Okay, be quiet. No. But if your Mars sign is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, then you're the most scariest. If your Mars sign is Aries, then you have some anger issues. So yeah. Jupiter sign represents growth. Yay! So, your Jupiter sign represents growth. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Jupiter and Saturn represent wisdom. But Jupiter represents wisdom as growing, and Saturn represents wisdom as limiting. So, Jupiter represents growth. It means my Jupiter sign is Gemini, which makes me very curious, which makes me grow in wisdom and knowledge. Venus represents the way how you grow psychologically. For example, my Jupiter sign is Gemini, so I become curious, and because of that curiousness, I psychologically grow and get wisdom. Saturn represents limitation. That's right, Saturn represents limitation. For example, my Saturn sign is Libra, which means my limitations are very balanced. Also, guys, Jupiter and Saturn represent wisdom and seriousness and all that. This Jupiter represents wisdom as growth, and Saturn represents wisdom as limitation. Okay, y'all? Great. Now, Uranus sign. Your Uranus sign represents innovation. That's right. By the way, if you don't know what innovation means like freedom. Innovation means like you don't want to do this and you don't want to do that, because innovation means wanting to be psychologically free. Because see, nowadays, very few people are psychologically free, because very less people are psychologically free these days because of the beauty standards and all that. And so, but if there were no beauty standards, then they would not be then they would be psychologically free. So that is innovation. For example, my Uranus sign is Aries, which makes me a great leader and which makes me not fit into the beauty standards and all those fancy standards. Ugh. Anyways, Neptune represents spirituality. That's right, your Neptune sign represents spirituality. Spirituality means devotion. And like Neptune represents psychology. And for example, my Neptune sign is Pisces. So, my psychology is very strong, and my spirituality, devotion, religiousness is also very strong and serious, and I'm committed to that. It means that. So, yeah. Anyways, your Pluto sign represents transformation. That's right, your Pluto sign represents transformation. For example, my Pluto sign is Capricorn, which means for example, my Pluto sign is Capricorn, which means that I transform like a Capricorn. So let's have a quick revision. Mercury represents communication, also known as talking. Venus represents love. Mars represents energy and anger. Jupiter represents growth. Saturn represents limit. And Uranus represents, what does it represent? Uranus represents innovation, means I wanna be psychologically free. Uranus represents psychologically freeness. Neptune represents spirituality and psychology. Pluto represents transformation. And by the way, Jupiter and Saturn both represent wisdom, but they both represent wisdom in a different way, okay? So, yeah, bye. By the way, guys, all of these planets rule one or two zodiac signs. For example, Moon rules Cancer, Sun rules Leo, Neptune rules Pisces, and Moon rules Virgo and Gemini. Mars rules Scorpio and Aries, etc.